Valentino, over to you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I don't know, maybe I have the chance, I get here at the end. It's like those who just get the excerpts of a book instead of getting the whole book. And from what I heard so far, and from discussions we heard, I think we are on the right path. Frankly, I could subscribe to most of the keywords that we've heard today, but I think that today my role is probably that of being the liaison, to be the connection between this G7 and the next G7, which is going to be held in Italy. And what I would like to say is I cannot certainly anticipate much about it, but usually the G7s, the meetings between like-minded countries, are such that you don't redo the job every time. Most of the time, you get the ball, you try to spin it and continue the work. So I take on from you and try to continue the good work. And the way we try to spin the ball is going to be, I think, around two things. One is inclusiveness, both within countries themselves. There are lots of people who cannot make use of the new technologies, and we certainly have to make sure that we don't have such a so strong digital divide within our countries. It's also very important, and we're going to be stressing that, since my ministry is the Ministry also of Enterprises and Made in Italy. That's the way we call it, even in Italian it's called like that. We want to make sure that even within companies, we have a workforce that needs to be educated and trained, not to be left out. Otherwise, we're going to create such a division within our societies and within the world at large. It's going to be hard. The third inclusion we want is to make sure that we, as the countries of G7, and all the work we do in the international organization like the OECD, I here fully support and pay compliment to the work that is done in that forum. We have to make sure that also the rest of the world follows. We have to make sure that our inclusion is also with what is called sometimes the global south. I wouldn't call it that. I would call the emerging countries, especially in the world where differences are immediately covered when you get into technology. The issue of climate change, the use of digital technology for climate change, and also the fourth element is that of trust. And I come to you. I would say, you just said trust is a new oil. I would like to remember some other, others used to say trust but verify. And in that context, we have to protect the public from what can be the consequences of a world that goes very fast. I don't think we can be prescriptive or too prescriptive. We have to be flexible, and we have to continue to follow events. Most of the time, it's very hard to anticipate what happens, but we have to follow events in order to protect the public in general. I think AI opens up tremendous opportunities. We're in front of another of these great evolutions, but like all of them, it can carry with it some dangers that probably the people at large don't really realize. So we have to, on the one hand, protect, but we have to not to hamper what is development and what is being done. So I will also be brief because I don't have the right, but just to tell you that your work is going to be continued. I'll be listening. We've been participating in all the groups to make sure that we continue, and this is a battle that we all fight together. It's an endeavor, it's a progress that we have to continue driving with momentum. Thank you very much.